This story will really get you to scratch your head. Now, here's a cardinal. Cardinal says church teaching doesn't put any specific person in hell. Now, I'm not sure what he means by specific, but here, let's read a little bit of what this guy says here. After Pope Francis was cited by an Italian journalist as saying that hell doesn't exist, Cardinal Vincent Nichols of Westminster in the UK took to the BBC to say what Francis may have had in mind is the imagery of hell as a place of endless fire and torment, which, the Cardinal insisted, has never been part of Catholic teaching. The image of fire and brimstone and all that has never been part of Catholic teaching. It's been part of Catholic iconography, Christian iconography, but it's never been part of teaching, Nichols said on Friday. In fact, there's nowhere in Catholic teaching that says any one person is in hell. So maybe what he's talking about here is that if you think someone that you know of has led a very sinful life and committed maybe even what you observe to be mortal sins, of course, you can't read the person's heart, and we're not to do that. So maybe God somehow saved that person. So maybe that's what he means by, you can't say this person is in hell. Okay? All right, so Nichols said, St. Augustine had the wonderful expression of the man committing suicide. Between the bridge and the water, the mercy of God can get in. That said, Nichols did affirm the existence of hell as part of Catholic belief. All right, so what I did was, we know the children of Fatima, Blessed Mother opened up hell for them, and they had a very quick view of embers, which they understood to be burning souls. And of course, there's been visions by Saint Faustina and other saints. But that being what it is, let's take a look at. Let me see here. Do I have this here? Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at what the Catechism of the Catholic Church says. All right. The teaching of the Church affirms the existence of hell and its eternity. Immediately after death, the souls of those who die in a state of mortal sin descend into hell, where they suffer the punishment of hell, quote, eternal fire, unquote. The chief punishment of hell is eternal separation from God, in whom alone man can possess the life and happiness for which he was created and for which he longs. All right, so the Catechism says that people go to hell. Now, like I said, the only thing I could figure out is that we can't say specifically that any particular person is in hell, and I'm not sure. Doesn't Cardinal says the church teaching doesn't put any specific person in hell. So I guess we can't say that Martin Luther is in hell or Hitler is in hell. Well, maybe he is correct about that. Let's read a little bit more here. The existence of hell is a straightforward consequence of our freedom of choice, he said. All that Catholic teaching says is that if a person makes a final, deliberate, irrevocable decision to reject any notion, any response, any willingness to be open to God, that's a definite decision that separates them from God. In response to the question, so what happens, Nichols replied, who knows? Hey, boy. Let me see what else it says here. All right, well, then it goes back to what Pope Francis said. In response to the question, so what happens? Nichols replies, who knows? Well, I don't know. Maybe we should give this cardinal the benefit of the doubt here. It's hard to imagine that he doesn't know what's in the catechism. I mean, the catechism definitely puts people in hell, and that's backed up by the children of Fatima, Saint Faustina, and I found an article with five saints that had visions of hell, and I didn't read it, but I assume that they also talked about I mean they saw actual souls. I would think. Um, I've never heard of any saint saying they had a vision of hell and it was empty. I've never heard that. So so I don't know. This just what it is. I don't know if you want to read if you want to read the rest of the article. It's where it always is at the end of the video and in the description box.